Hey there, Matchmakers. I am Ken with Cupid, and I'm here for another Matchmaker onboarding. So before we get started, I just want to do some quick housekeeping. I see we already have some folks that have showed up. Hey, y'all. Please make sure that you are on YouTube Live. We are live right now on Facebook, on LinkedIn, and on YouTube, but make sure you come onto YouTube Live because there you can give me comments. And the whole purpose of us doing this onboarding is we do this live onboarding because we understand we have lots of new matchmakers signing up every day. We want to walk you through what it means to be a matchmaker. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. If you guys don't mind, pop in the YouTube live comments and please tell me your first name and where you're watching from. Just love to have a conversation with you. A lot of this is going to be me asking you guys questions and then you responding. And so you are totally welcome to comment and message anytime. But I'm Ken. I'm the CEO and founder of Cupid, and I'm going to get right into onboarding. So a couple more things. I was supposed to show this. We're live on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel if you want to get more information about Cupid and you want to get more training and learn more. I'm going to pull comments live into the video, so make sure you post those comments onto YouTube. And a really important thing, if you're watching in front of your computer right now, Shayna, hey there, West Palm Beach, welcome. Let me go ahead and pop your comment in. There's Shayna, welcome. I love the baby Yoda, very cute. Welcome, Shayna. I hope you ask a whole bunch of questions, and I hope you can hang out for most of the hour because I'm here to teach you and anything you want to know about Cupid. Doesn't matter if it's towards the beginning, towards the end. Ask whatever you'd like. This is literally your session and whoever else shows up. So if you're not already part of the Discord community, you're going to want to take a screen or take your phone out and use that little QR code reader right there. And what you'll do with that, pop over. Sorry, there we go. We jumped to the app too soon. So what you'll do with that is you can join our Discord community. What Discord is a live chat function, and basically we have 480 matchmakers as of today, which is like 30 more than we had last Friday. So lots of people joining all the time to hang out and learn more from each other. And if you just want to get more wisdom or advice from other matchmakers, please join us on Discord. Next, I want to make sure you guys know every single week, myself and Cara Bell, a very successful matchmaker, we come and hang out for an hour. We do training. So if you go to our YouTube channel, you can see Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we are live. So we love this live system. We love to hang out. We love to answer questions live and just, really get to know you and see how we can help. But without any further ado, let's talk about what we're going to learn today in onboarding. And Shayna, if you have any questions, please let me know. I'm here to help you. So welcome to onboarding. Welcome to Cupid. Cupid is the world's first matchmaking app, and we're going to get deep into what that means and how we're very different than a Tinder or a Bumble or a Hinge or other swipe-based dating apps. I'm going to tell you the quick story of Cupid, kind of how it came about, where it's from, why I built Cupid, why I'm the founder of Cupid, or one of the co-founders, how matchmaking works on Cupid, what it was like before, how old-fashioned matchmaking firms work, and how we are very different. Hey, Susan, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. Susan, make sure you're more than welcome to ask questions. I'm going to keep featuring comments. I see we have a few more people tuning in. So if you guys want to give me your name and then just let me know where you're watching from, I'd love to see it. Next, we're going to walk through the app. I'm going to show you some of the very basic core features we're going to have on launch day this Friday. And then I'm going to talk about how you could possibly win $1,500 next month. And this is by inviting singles to the platform, no purchase necessary. We just like to reward our matchmakers for helping us grow our single community. A question I got from a matchmaker who just joined us today, she said, hey, I know I'm going to invite people to Cupid myself, as a matchmaker, but do I get to set my clients up with other clients of other matchmakers? Yes. Do I get to set my clients up with other singles that other matchmakers invited? Yes. So share a database, because what's the point here? We all want to help our clients find relationships and find love. So of course we want to share as many people as we possibly can. Next, we're going to talk about the active matchmaker status and what that means, which is basically inviting 30 singles a month. You don't have to do this, but if you do it, you receive a whole bunch more benefits from our company because we want to have active matchmakers. And the last bit, and it's kind of going to be the entire time, but it's just a Q&A. I'm here to hang out with you. I'm here to show you the app, teach you about it, and welcome you into Cupid. So without any further questions, I'm looking for those comments. If you guys want to pop any comments into the YouTube channel, I'm more than happy to answer them as we go. But take a deep breath. Welcome to Cupid. Cupid is a new way of dating. If you can imagine that right now across the world, There are hundreds of millions of people who spend hours and hours of their day swiping and swiping and swiping and swiping their life away on dating apps that kind of turn humans into baseball cards. And a lot of this comes from, my own personal story. I'll get to the story next, but let me talk more about Cupid specifically. So Cupid is a matchmaking platform. We have three types of users on Cupid. We have singles, we have clients, and then we have matchmakers. You are here because you want to become a matchmaker, and you want to help connect these clients and singles. What's the difference between these people? A single is someone who joins Cupid for free and is not paying, creates a profile, was invited by a matchmaker or finds us online. And they can be set up on dates. They can go through the entire date experience. They can be screened, they can be selected and given to clients. But the difference is they do not have someone working for them to make connections. One big difference between like Tinder, Bumble, Hinge, and Cupid, our singles and our clients, they cannot see each other. They can only be connected by a matchmaker. So it's a big difference and a big change in the space. Clients, on the other hand, are paying matchmakers. Currently, as of today, a client pays a matchmaker $100 a month. And what that means is for that $100 a month, the matchmaker does three things: searches, screens, and selects potential matches for their clients. And we'll get into that a little bit later, but that is what a matchmaker does. Out of that $100, matchmakers earn $80 a month, and Cupid earns the $20. Now, I got a question today that I'll reference right now. How do you get paid? When do you get paid? Is it Zelle? Is it Venmo? Nope. It's all direct deposit. We actually use a platform called Stripe, so you can choose to get a Stripe debit card. There's all kinds of ways to get paid, but we'll get into that a little bit later. So that's the simple concept. Matchmaking on Cupid is to search, screen, and select. And we're going to get into the visuals of what that looks like, but this is very different than conventional matchmaking. Conventional matchmaking, you have to do a ton of screening. And when I say screening, this is not voice or video calls. Screening is all done asynchronously, but we leave it in the hands of the matchmaker. What I mean by that is you have a way to ask questions to a single's profile or a client's profile. When you do that, you get answers over time. That client's profile gets more and more filled out with answers from matchmakers back and forth between that single. So hopefully many of the questions you might need to ask have already been answered to save you and the single time. But even more importantly, it saves you time whenever you're doing this work. You're not trying to schedule 4 to 5 30-minute screening calls back to back. That's exhausting. So let's come a little bit further, just talk about what Cupid's goal is. And guys, don't forget, you are welcome to use that chat. I don't have any questions yet, so I'm going to keep going until I have some questions. But feel free to use the live chat on YouTube and ask me any questions you might have as we go. So Cupid's goal, hey there, Samantha, welcome. Great to have you here. And I'll feature your comments like you'll see on this video all the time. Thanks, Samantha. Make sure you ask us any questions just in case you have some. So Cupid's goal is two things. One, save our clients time. You'll hear me harp on this a lot. I talk about time a lot because we built in scheduling features. We really have made this a cost-efficient solution. And if you think about compared to a Tinder or a Bumble or a Hinge, what are we really doing? We're saving time. That's a lot of what we're doing for our clients. But more importantly, we're making meaningful matches. And I'm going to talk a lot about this when I talk about my story, which is next, about what that means and what the real problem you're solving for your clients is. So, hi, I'm Ken. I'm one of your singles. Hey there, Samantha says right on. I'm one of your singles on Cupid. Even though I'm the CEO of this company, I am still single. No ring on this finger, you can't see it. And there's a lot of reasons why that is. But I'm 32, I'm gay, and I'm single AF. Specifically because I really want children. I'm 6'5", I'm pretty put together, I go to the gym, so I don't have, not necessarily I'm not the most handsome man, but I'm right. But what's different is I have a pretty clear line in the sand. My line in the sand, my deal breakers, I want children. And I get tired of swiping and swiping and swiping, making connections on Bumble and Tinder and Hinge, and oh my gosh, there's so many gay-specific dating apps. And all of these really push you towards an experience of you're trying to start a conversation immediately. Yes, you matched on someone physically, but you know nothing about their goals, their values, their interests, their allergies, their language, their religion. I mean, so many things are left to be determined. And these apps kind of just say, okay, good, we put you in the same room together, good luck, figure it out. I got on this journey because I went to some matchmakers when I was living in New York City. I moved to New York City during the pandemic because it was the cheapest rent ever you're ever going to get in New York City. I wanted to try it. And also it has the highest density of gay men. So to solve my problem of dating, I literally moved cities. And I met matchmakers because, I was saying, okay, I'm getting 32. I was 31 last year. I'm getting older. I need to meet my person. Like, I want to have kids. I want to get down this road. And I learned that I love matchmaking. I think it's a really beautiful industry. I think it could really solve a lot of problems. But I hated the price. I went to matchmakers in New York City, and I was pitched between $100,000 and $250,000 a year for 12 blind dates. I went to companies like Talkify, who wanted to charge me $35,000, and they had an extra fee because I was gay. They said I was harder to match. How charming. I went to people like It's Just Lunch. Again, I think it was close to $1,000 a date with them. All of these things didn't make sense to me. I said, matchmaking is a very natural human thing. We've been doing it for generations, but it felt like I was being taken advantage of. So I built Cupid. I wanted Cupid to be different, and I wanted to bring it to market fast. So Cupid is launching on this Friday, on the 28th. And I will say that it is not perfect. It's totally in a beta version. We're just trying and starting. But we're really excited to launch. And if you haven't already pre-signed up or gone to our website and filled out the singles form if you're single, or if you haven't told folks as a matchmaker, I really suggest folks look at it. But let's just go right into it. I can kind of show you, that's the story. That's generally, what it is, the Cupid app. If you guys have any questions, pop in the chat. But if not, I'm going to go ahead and show you the app right now. So I'm showing you the development version. I'm also showing you can see it right here on your screen. I'm showing you the beta version. Let me actually pop this off. See if I can turn that off so you can see the whole screen. No, not necessary. Okay, cool. So this is Cupid. I'm actually working on my web browser, so I'm going to pop back to comments. But if you guys have any questions as I go, I'm just going to kind of move through the app and kind of show you what it all looks like. So how matchmaking works on Cupid. So it's a lot like old school matchmaking, and I'll pop back to the app in just 1 second, where what you're really doing is you're searching a database of people, you're screening them to see if they're going to be a good match for your client, and then you select them for your client. But we have so many differences. What was wrong with conventional matchmaking? If you've ever worked with a matchmaker, or you tuned into our Discord chat, or you watched Kara and I, It's Just Lunch, Executive Match Search, Talkify, they all do blind matches. Because what they do is they really focus on the vision, they really focus on the values and the dreams of a client, but they do not ever let you see the other person, which I think is crazy. So basically, conventional matchmaking is built on blind dates, extremely high prices, and therefore unrealistic expectations. Cupid is meant to be entirely different. So we're going to pop over and show you the app real quick and show you what it means. So on Cupid, right now I am a matchmaker. This is what it will look like on your phone as an app. You can see we have a little hamburger menu to show you your profile and settings and whatnot. This is the development version, so understand all these will have like real people's faces and whatnot, but this is where we work before we're ready to deliver you these features live. But basically, on Cupid, I'm a matchmaker, so I've gone through the matchmaking process. I've put in my information, I put in my payment information, I'm able to start receiving clients, and I have 3 clients here. These are my different subscribed clients. There's Sam. You can see some information about Sam. You can see that I asked Sam some questions. This is how we do the screening. So whenever I'm looking to screen a client, let's actually go back and do the search, screen, select experience. So as you can see, there's a singles directory here. And if you look through, you can see these are all different examples of what singles will look like in the live environment. But for example, let's pop over and see someone that I really like, Peter Piper. So for my client, let's say Jack, I think Peter Piper is really interesting. I want to search Peter Piper. So I found their profile. There's no questions yet. So I might say, I might screen them by saying something like, hey, I might have a client for you. Can you tell me where you see yourself in 5 years? Because my client's really attracted to ambition. So what's going to happen here is this goes on to Peter Piper's profile. Now, Peter can delete this if they think this question's inappropriate or they don't like it. But when Peter responds, I'll actually get a notification down here in my notifications bar. As you can see, all of the actions that happen in Cupid happen in notifications, so you're not searching around the app and trying to figure out who did what. You can also see that we have a chat function at the bottom, and we also have a calendar function. So you can tell people when it's convenient for you to go on meetings. This is important, matchmakers, because whenever you have potential people who want to interview you to become their matchmaker, you need to have a defined schedule so they can book a time with you to have a voice or a video call to do an interview. I actually had a big call today with Cara Bell, one of our matchmakers, and I'm really passionate about not accepting all clients. Making sure you understand them, you get them, you resonate with what they're looking for. That's going to help you do a really good job at matchmaking. If you don't, it might be a really hard job. The comments on YouTube are really quiet. Do you guys have any questions? Samantha, Susan, Shayna, anything you guys want to know right now? Nope, not yet. All right. So searching. So searching through the database is pretty simple. We also have a ton of filters. So you can pop right over here and you can type in, different locations. For example, let's say I'm looking in Florida. Right? And I'm just making it big because, that's a little small. I'm making it big because I'm looking for everyone. And let's say I didn't have, let's say I want a male, right? I'm looking for men in Florida, whatever. I might choose an age range. Let's say, let's go with that. And then I'll scroll down to press search. It'll scroll. This is what's fun about doing live searches. So I can't make the button work on the development environment. Interesting. But this is how we would search and use filters. This is exactly why we're new and early. So it's really stressful to see this kind of stuff, but it's how it is. I'm going to refresh actually because it's not working entirely. There we go. All right. So if I were to pop in a filter, let's just see if I can do that real quick. So if I search in Florida, and so as you're searching, you might, want to search based on ethnicity. You might want to search on sexuality. You might want to search on their children's preferences, whether or not they want male, female, non-binary, they don't care, age ranges. All of these things are appropriate searches. Seems like the filtering function is not working at the moment, which is okay. We'll have it ready by Friday. Don't worry. So after you've searched for a client, a prospect, the next thing you're going to do is to screen. So let's say I'm going to set Kyle, who happens to be this piece of meat here. Let's say I'm going to screen him. How I would screen him is I would ask questions. So for example, how long have you been a protein source? Just kidding. But I can ask questions about their life, understanding my client's interests, their needs, their goals, and what they're trying to achieve. So all of the screening is done asynchronously. Now, can you have a chat with them? Absolutely. You can pop right over and say, hey there, would you be open to a call for me to learn more about you? We are never going to tell you that you can't do something like this. And of course, you can see this little video function at the top right. That's a way for you to hop right on a call and meet someone if you want to, where you'll be prompted with their schedule and you can kind of work with them on a time that works, with their schedule. And this might be for some of your clients, maybe the higher paying ones, or maybe clients that you just, you couldn't tell enough from their profile. But what I will say is we built Cupid to be an asynchronous screening, meaning you can screen someone without having to have a phone call or video to be more efficient. Because remember, someone is subscribing to you for $100 a month and you receive $80 a month. So we want to be cognizant of your time and their time. Okay, I'm going to pull up Shayna's question real quick. It says, I feel like I'll have questions when the app goes live, but so far with Discord, this channel, podcast, I've learned so much about Cupid. Shayna, that is awesome. That's exactly what we want to hear. And keep telling folks about Cupid. We hope you enjoy the first day, and then you start inviting singles. I mean, it's built and ready to go. Cupid is absolutely ready for you to start bringing in singles and bringing clients day one. So that last part of the search screen select process, thank you, Shayna, for that question. Last thing about the search screen select process I want to show you is the how we actually deliver our selections to our clients. So let's say Kyle Hansen, he's a really nice meat and potatoes and carrots. He's a great person, right? Really interesting prospect. I would forward him to my client, let's say Sam Sampson. Maybe they're into each other, right? So I just press send. And what I do here is I explain why I'm introducing Kyle and my client. I think you two will really get along. Your client on the other end is going to receive that, and this is called a first look. And essentially how this works is you send this to your client first. They get to review the other person's profile, say, yes, I want to date them, or no, and then they're going to tell you why or why not. They tell you what they like and what they don't like about this person's profile, so you as a matchmaker can get better. What happens after that is really nice. Both of them are prompted. So first your client's prompted to say yes or no, I want to go on a date. Then the single's prompted yes or no, they want to go on a date. But what's different here is the date experience. Our singles are then prompted. So it's a back and forth. So it goes from you, the matchmaker, you select it, gives it to the client, then to the single. The single says yes. They are prompted with your client's calendar. And what that means is this is going to be a convenient date on your client's schedule. Now, if you'll notice, none of this was your responsibility as a matchmaker. If you worked at a traditional matchmaking firm, it is a nightmare scheduling and rescheduling and changing and making bookings and reservations. It's a lot of work. Luckily, this is not your job anymore. Cupid, the app, does the work for you. And even more beautifully, when your client and the single go on a date, they're having a voice or video date because safety is our top concern. We do not want to be setting people up with random people they've never met before that we've screened, but we don't have a background check or a credit check or anything on these people yet. So we like to create that safety by delivering it on a voice or a video chat. So your job as a matchmaker, pretty simple. Search, screen, and select. So I'm going to come back to my presentation if I don't have any questions. I'm going to keep going. So just a little bit more about what makes Cupid different as a matchmaking app and not a dating app. So singles are free forever. If someone joins or you talk to a friend, you say, hey, I'm a matchmaker on this platform. I applied, I became a matchmaker. I might find matches for you. Bring your single friends. They're never going to have to pay a single dollar. So don't worry about that. It's entirely free. The only difference is clients, because they're paying $100 a month, they get to have you, a matchmaker, search for them. Otherwise, if you're a single, you kind of sit back and you wait for someone to either screen you or send you a first look or possibly set you up on dates. But it's entirely run by the clients, the people who are paying the matchmakers. This is a question I get a lot. How does payment work? And the reason why this is a percentage is really interesting. So you might say to yourself, okay, like if it's $100 a month, why don't you just say $80 and $20, right? The reason it's a percentage is because Cupid is going to grow our pricing over time. We are sure that there's matchmakers who are going to provide extra and higher level of services in different markets. It's just going to make sense to charge more, and we want you to make more money. That's why we're in this business together. So understand that probably in the new year, we're going to start allowing $200 a month, $500 a month, $1,000 a month, which is still way less than conventional matchmaking. But the idea is we're trying to start low enough and reasonable enough that anyone can work with you. We don't want price to be the reason someone refuses to try out matchmaking. We want it to be reasonable and we want it to be efficient. So what do matchmakers do for $99 a month? Simply enough, search, screen, and select. And what's amazing, and this is a question I get a lot from different matchmakers who already have a full-time job. They say, how much time is this going to take? And the answer is, it really depends on you. If you have clients that are all very similar, you have 6 female clients who are all in the same general age range and looking for something similar, it's pretty easy to search and screen for them, right? A lot of them are looking at the same guy. You can totally send, Jack, if he's interesting, to your clients, 3 different clients, if it makes sense. So let's talk about some more pieces to the search, screen, select. On the search side, we have a globally shared database of singles. Oh, cool. Thank you, Brittany, so much for featuring all your friends. I didn't know we could actually pull in Facebook comments, but it seems that we can, and she tagged a whole bunch of her friends. So Brittany, I am so grateful. Thank you so much for doing that. There's probably a whole bunch of people who want to be interested in becoming matchmakers. So searching is, you use the globally shared database of singles, and here's why. If I'm a matchmaker and you're a matchmaker, and I get a client, and I'm having a hard time trying to find a match for them, but if you're out there going to brunch and going to dinners and you invite a whole bunch of singles, the chances are likely you're going to find someone that's interesting for my clients, and vice versa. I'm going to find people might be interesting for your clients. And so that's the beauty of a massively shared database. So that's one of the reasons we built it like that, and I think it's really quite cool. Screening, the second part of your job, is to learn about this potential match. There's so many things that turn people on and off. We built all kinds of tools and services inside the app to help you search by gender, race, religion, all those things, but there's more, right? Are you a race car fanatic? Do you love hiking? Do you only want to live with someone who has cats? These are questions that matchmakers can learn about their clients, learn their non-negotiables, learn things that are interesting that the dating apps just can't filter for. That's why we always say, Humans are better at humans than algorithms when it comes to matching humans together. That's what we say. Last is to select. So your job is to send that first look to your client and you are done. Cupid does the rest. You're going to get feedback from your client, you're going to get feedback from the single, and every step of the way is delivered to you as a matchmaker so you can learn, was this a good match? Was it a bad match? Right? I didn't pause your service because I did a really great job. I found you someone. Or do you want to keep going and do you want more people? That's exactly how it works. And that's it. That is your job as a matchmaker. You are entirely focused on searching, screening, and selecting potential matches. And that's why this process can be so cost efficient. It can be only $100 a month because your expectations are reasonable. Reasonable for the single because it's completely free. Reasonable for the client, it's only $100 a month. It's less than a cell phone bill. And reasonable for you because you're making $80 per month per client by doing a small amount of work and on the matchmaking side. Now, that's whenever the Cupid app works for you. So it does the actual date experience, it does the review session, that's it. So we talked a little bit about that first look. So we've kind of gone into it, but basically remember, after you've search screen selected, you are now delivering a first look to your client. And remember, it's a simple process. Client receives the first look, they say yes or no, give you some feedback, awesome. Single receives the first look, yes or no, give you some feedback if they like them, awesome. Then the single is prompted with the client's calendar. Client says, yeah, that time works for me, boom, they go on a date. All not your problem. All rescheduling, all canceling, all of that, not your problem as a matchmaker. You're not focused on the logistics. You're focused on doing your job. And your job is being intuitive, being understanding, and learning about someone and helping them find a great match. Your client rates first. And so we've already gone through this piece. I've kind of done this presentation a few times. So this is the first look experience. Your client rates first. Then the match of your client rates and suggests a date. And then boom, your client confirms the date. And now they have a voice or a video date. Awesome. After that date, you receive post-date feedback. Whether it's good, bad, or ugly, you want to know, right? So you can either say, yeah, that was a great person, or wow, we're never going to talk to that person again. If it was a great date and both the single and your client love the date, boom, we open up live chat and they take it from there. Again, not your job. You are allowing them to kind of handle it on their own. So just reaching out, you two, we've got any questions? We've kind of gotten through the whole app. We've seen the simple onboarding system. So I'm going to go ahead and show you something really important to me, which is our leaderboard system. So our top 3 matchmakers, and when I say top 3, what I mean is it's not about who has the most clients, it's about who invites the most singles. The reason why is we are a shared database. We need lots of singles to possibly find matches for our other people. So there are 2 ways to, inside the app, as you can see, I'm back in the app, there are 2 ways to reach the invite screen and check out our leaderboard here. Number 1, you can go, always pop the Cupid icon on the bottom. Top right, you can see this little 29. And why we say 29, I'm going to get to that in just a minute. It's about being an active matchmaker. What you want is to become an active matchmaker. Once that happens, you are ranked higher in our matchmaker database. And when we have new people joining Cupid, they see you first to interview you to possibly become your client. Cool, right? But there's also another way to get here. You can press the hamburger menu and just press invite friends. Susan says, no questions so far. Susan, I am so glad you attended and thank you very much. I'll keep going until you tell me to stop, but we only have a little bit left. So as you can see here, it's really easy to invite people on Cupid. If you press this little invite button, you'll see you have a link here. So with this link, you simply post this on Facebook, on Instagram, you shoot it to your friend, you text it to them. When they click that, they're prompted to sign up for Cupid. Once they sign up, boom, your job is done and you're added here to this leaderboard. And why that's awesome, I'll come back over to my presentation, is that we are going to reward the matchmakers each month that invite the most singles. First place is $1,500 a month. Second place is $1,000 a month, and third place is $500. So that means that you not only, even if you don't get any clients, or even if you only have 1 or 2 clients, you can get a huge cash reward for inviting more singles. It's not meant to be necessarily competition, but what we need our matchmakers to be inviting more singles all the time and to reach active matchmaker status. So the last bit here is if you can achieve 30 singles per month, that is going to unlock lots of things for you. We understand that the more singles you invite, you're more likely to get more clients and more matches. Getting in the rhythm. Today, Carabelle and I were on video discussing the cadence for matchmaking. Get in the mindset, get into it, open the app and get ready. Sit down with a glass of wine, put yourself in the mindset of your client and get ready to start reviewing potential matches and see if it's going to be a good match. How you can achieve that leaderboard is you simply share your unique link with other people to make sure they click back to join as a single. They don't have to pay, they don't have to become clients. All they have to do is create a profile and finish their profile all the way to their dashboard. So make sure you go invite some folks. I have a question. Yulia says, so when the app goes live is when we can sign up for our account and create a profile? Yulia, absolutely. We're going to be live on Friday on the Android and iOS App Store. You can either create a profile as a matchmaker or as a single. You'll be absolutely welcome this Friday. And thank you for asking questions, Yulia. I really appreciate it. So if you guys don't mind, I want to tell you a little bit about the future of Cupid, and then it's a general Q&A. So if you guys have more questions, Yulia, you're so sweet. You are welcome. I'm so glad you tuned in and hung out with us. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about the future of Cupid, what Cupid looks like going forward. So we already talked about this a little bit earlier in the presentation, but we are definitely going to open up the ability for matchmakers to control their own pricing. Minimum pricing will always be $100 a month. We don't want you like competing to the bottom and being like a $10 a month. This is not a Planet Fitness, right? Like you're providing a real service. So we need this to actually have value, but we're not going to put a ceiling on that pricing. So if you want to charge $500 a month and you only want to work with, elite or, want to charge $1,000 a month, totally up to you. It's always going to be an 80%, 20% split, but we're going to open up that pricing. So you could run this as a part-time side hustle at a much higher price, especially depending in the bigger cities. So that's that piece. Next thing, this I'm super excited about, y'all. So one of the reasons why we focus on having this voice or video date is we want to provide real-time date feedback. So if I have a date with someone and we got a coffee, we sit down, how do I know how well it went? It's kind of inappropriate for someone to text you and say, you talk too much, you were kind of rude, you chew with your mouth open, and by the way, you interrupted me 7 times. Or maybe the other person didn't even notice. All they really noticed is they didn't feel good after your date, right? Or they felt okay, but it could have been better. So there's so many things that technology can help us with when it comes to voice or video calls. Especially when it comes to video calls, we can see how much you smile. We can see your eyes, we can see laughing, we can see movement, we can see like, are you attentive? Are your eyes looking away? Which means you're clearly not that interested in this call. Were there dead spaces in the call? So were there long silences? Technology can pick that up. And it can also notice whenever you're cutting off the other person in a voice or video date. This is so important because as a matchmaker, one of the many questions you're going to get from your clients is, how do I date better? You're doing the job as a matchmaker to deliver them more singles, to possibly go on dates with them, but they need to get better at dating. They need to be more charming, more interesting. They need a little bit of relationship coaching to help them get past this first date, this online date experience, and finally reaching that point where they achieve the goal they want, whatever that goal might be. So that's something we're going to have in the future. Look for that next year. We're calling this our AI assistant, and we're going to talk a lot about that next year. And then finally, just an idea I had the other day was Matchmaker events. I know a lot of people know the concept of speed dating, but there's also just getting your clients together or pulling together a group of singles or just hosting things. Maybe you want to sell tickets to this. Maybe it's completely free. I don't know. We want to open up the opportunity. And the reason why I come here Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 3 times a week right now is to hang out with you and learn, what are you looking for? What can Cupid build to help you build and run your matchmaking practice? Obviously, we're not live yet. We'll be live on Friday. So you might not have a real idea yet, but Yulia, Susan, Brittany, Bretto, Shayna, Samantha, we're here for you. And that's honestly all I have for today. So I'm going to sit here and hang out for the next 10, 15 minutes. If you guys have any questions, do you have anything you want to discuss? I'm here. Why does Cupid exist? Why is it this price? Why did you choose to do the way you did it? I'm here for you. So what do you got? Come on, give me some YouTube comments so I have something to talk about, because I got no presentation left. I'm going to go pop back to the app and show you guys a little more while I'm waiting for some questions. So some more interesting things that I really love about this app is that we built in the scheduling system. And the reason why, thank you so much. Yulia said, Super stoked. Thank you. This is in high demand. I totally agree, Yulia. It's actually funny because I'm the one that wants this. I am, an affluent single man in my 30s. I got money. I don't have time. I also am a real estate investor, so I do a lot. And I have wanted to hire a matchmaker for a long time, but who is ever going to pay someone $25,000 to go match for them? No one's going to do that. It's crazy. So I was looking for a solution to my own problem. And since I didn't find one, this is where I came to. I came to creating Cupid. Shayna says, thank you for taking the time to create all this content. I'm very excited to start matchmaking. Shayna, we can't wait to have you. I'll be really excited to hear from you on Discord and learning about, what questions you have and what you think it could be better and how you could do your matchmaking practice better. Shayna, can I ask you and Yulia, where are you guys at? I think Shayna already mentioned that she's in West Palm Beach. But are you in any organizations that will help you with matchmaking? So what I mean by that is we found so many massive Facebook groups, whether it's for singles or socials or whatnot, that are really kind of geared towards a great way to meet new singles, but also to find clients. Because obviously your job starts when you get your first client, right? That's when you're really going to get after it. So I'm really excited, Shayna, Yulia, Brittany Breno, Susan. I'm excited to hear how you are going to get your first client, and then how you are going to, how you plan to run your business. Because I think matchmakers everyone's going to be different, and I'm so excited to learn from you. All right, without any more questions, I'm going to go a little bit more on the app, and then I'll let you guys go. So scheduling. So for me, I am a type A person. Amazing. Yulia is a relationship coach. You're super connected to a lot of singles. Amazing, Yulia. We've been reaching out to so many relationship coaches because we know our singles are going to need help. And our clients are going to need help, not just finding the person, but also knowing how to talk to them, knowing, how to be, there's so much to add. So Yulia, I am thrilled we found you. Thank you so much. Yulia, where are you at? I'm really interested in knowing what part of the country you're in. So getting back to the app. So for me, I'm a type A person, right? I'm really serious about keeping my schedule really tight. So I want to be able to tell someone, hey, I'm available on Thursday from 5:30 p.m. To like 6:30 p.m. and that's 2 different date slots, right? That's it. So that's all I'm really going to be available for. And what's nice is when someone wants to meet a matchmaker. So if I'm a client, right? My matchmaker finds someone, they send me a first look. I'm like, yeah, he looks really charming and interesting, and he wants kids. Love it, great. So my profile then goes to that single. He says, yep, I'm interested in meeting Ken, but he sees my calendar. Why that's so important is we can all say to ourselves, okay, I can dedicate this amount of time to going on dates with my Cupid matches. That's dreamy, right? It's so nice to have it on your calendar. Someone committed to a schedule. You both agreed. You both said yes. Awesome. Yulia is in Seattle. Yulia, amazing. We just got a whole bunch of coaches from California and a few from San Francisco this past week. So I think it was like 20. So someone must have posted in some group or something. So Yulia, so excited to have you. If you haven't already connected with Martina on Discord, please talk to her. She'll do your onboarding, but thrilled to have you. Thank you so much for attending this video. So basically, I was really obsessed with scheduling because, as we know, a lot of our client base is women. A lot of our client base for our actual clients who are paying us are working professionals. They're looking for us to save time for them. So all of our dates and meetings are all scheduled with a date and a time. And whether you want it to be a voice or a video, it's also very easy to reschedule if it doesn't work for you. As you can imagine, we have a lot of features in here that, if you don't attend a date, or if you say you're going to go and you don't show up, you get in trouble. So, but that's about it, guys. I don't really have anything else to talk about tonight. So I'm going to let you go, give you some time back. And thank you so much. Thanks for believing in Cupid. Thanks for being interested. We've worked 6 months and spent hundreds of thousands of dollars putting this app together, and I promise you it's going to be amazing. So feel free to reach out to me on Discord. I'm there pretty much 24/7. You should be hearing from Martina if you've signed up as a matchmaker. She'll do your actual onboarding. We'll talk about the specifics, money, payment, how all that works, if you have any questions. And then we will be live on Friday, so stay tuned. And again, thank you so much. Thank you, Samantha. Thank you, Brittany. Thank you, Susan. Thank you, Yulia. Thank you, Shayna. I will see you all next time. Bye, y'all.